Hey y'all, it is Thursday and we are talking about beliefs one more time for this week anyway, because we're going to keep on talking about them. But I hope by this point you have had an opportunity to look over your homework, to think more about, for a lack of a better term, how you've been programmed and what that programming, what those beliefs bring about in your life. Are there areas in your life where your beliefs are dictating faulty thinking, feelings that are not leading you to the actions that you wish you were making? Monday, we talked about where beliefs come from. We learned about our beliefs, that they're formed in our earliest years. We learned that our stories matter. Our earliest years, the programmers that wrote the code were our parents or our caretakers. I've journeyed through my own healing and worked hard to change a bunch of faulty beliefs. And as much as I've read and I've learned and I've worked to change beliefs, it all started to come together when I did this one thing. I finally came to understand that if I was going to change, I was going to have to engage my story. Because my story is where my beliefs came from. Engaging my story meant I was going to have to face my fears and quit running from my past. My past was the key to my healed future. I began to honor my story with kindness and compassion and curiosity. I began to engage the girl who needed to be parented a different way. That girl was me. That girl is me. There are so many things we'll be talking about in the next months to come. So many activities, so many processes, so many practices that will heal and change your beliefs for good. But they all come back and are rooted into this one thing. We, to change our beliefs for good, must reparent ourselves. We must be the loving, kind, attuned, nurturing, strong, guiding, safe, tender parents to ourselves. Think about it. If it's true that our beliefs came out of our earliest years with our earliest caregivers, then to reprogram ourselves, we would need to go back, engage in our stories, and begin the process of writing new code. We also have to be willing to recognize that our earliest stories, the abuse we may have suffered, the trauma we might have experienced even 30, 40, 50 years ago, are still affecting our behavior today. Along with looking back, we have to look at what those stories have done to ourselves in light of the stories of the past. The abuser now has become internalized. We've come to abuse ourselves. So learning to love ourselves, engaging stories from our past, but possibly more important, loving and forgiving ourselves for the stories of our present is where we find shifts in our belief system. It's repenting. And you know what repenting means? Turning our back on the way we talk to ourselves, the way we treat ourselves, the way we think about ourselves. Changing our beliefs takes growing compassion and kindness towards our failures, our lack, just like a loving parent does. We talk at The Healthy Way about healing body, soul, and spirit. Your inner child, that part of you that needs healing, is an aspect of your soul. It's the child within you that follows you into adulthood. We can't deny this part of us. If your life feels fractured, in need of repair, this is your inner child tugging at your sleeve, begging you to work and acknowledge their importance, honoring their story, honoring your story, changing your beliefs, deciding to write new code. Use the wisdom you've acquired over the years to parent yourself. That's where it starts. Engage in reading, writing, healthy choices that encourage the nurturing you need to change your programming. Stay the course with me, because I'm going to be teaching practices that inspire all of this in the next weeks to come. Start today to show compassion and kindness to yourself. It's never too late to change the direction of your life, remember. Do you want to change? Are you curious about why you do the things you do when you don't want to do them? Are you stuck in patterns of behavior that don't serve you and don't serve the people around you? Those stem from your belief system. Your belief systems are rooted in your story. And your story, I want you to know, can be redeemed. It can be healed. And you can begin to process your story in a loving, new way and writing new, loving code for yourself. I promise. One of the things I also want to remind you of, if you are not willing or able to look at your story, to look at the harm of your life that is affecting you today, possibly consider that the harm of your life is affecting those around you. You've heard it said before, hurt people hurt people. That's why it's so important, not only for yourself, but the people you love the most in your world, to engage in your story, heal from your past, begin the great, courageous, brave, and exciting journey of reparenting yourself to begin to change your beliefs. Stick with me, you guys. We're going to be talking a lot about it. Look forward to it, and I look forward to seeing and hearing about the changes that are taking place inside of you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.